I'll say it again because it always gets lost. Hello, dear friends. It's 3:47 in the morning, and I'm going to talk about love and how we all want love. We all want to love and be loved, but somehow and sometimes we just don't know how to. And it takes a bit to learn and practice. And love this song truly, madly, deeply, Soundgarden, since I first heard it. And every once in a while I'll go back to it. And everything is really simple. It doesn't mean it's easy, but it's simple because it's in the words of it. But what meaning you put in it and how do you fulfill the meaning? Because if one wants true love that is mad and passionate and deep, you need to become those things and to believe that a love like that is possible. And you need to become true so you can give true love. You need to be passionate and a little bit mad and not lukewarm and kind of jaded by the whole society. And you also need to be deep as a person to face your shadows and feel the depth of your feelings and the intensity. And of course, loving. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm kind, I'm loving. But it's not just with the people that are kind and loving to us, but also loving towards everything and mostly loving towards yourself. Uh, so, all of these things are very important and very layered. And it takes practice and it takes life experience to deepen into them and to develop them. Because, let's say, with truly, uh, every time you betray yourself in a situation, you become less true. And with our childhood conditioning, we can be used to um, having to comply to certain outside authority for survival. But then later on, as we grow up, it's one of those things that it's up to us how we act. And do we go into people pleasing mode or do we actually affirm ourselves and manage to be true to ourselves and our feelings and say no to the things that offend our soul? Or do we just go along with things that don't feel aligned with us just so we appease others and we don't like rock the boat and we compromise our own values and virtues for some external benefit and for something that we believe is tied to our physical survival, even though it might not be a necessity. And what kind of compromises are we willing to make? And will we compromise our truth over and over again and trade it for security, for material things, for approval, for validation? So, truth is not something that, is just there, but we need to constantly align with and defend and check with ourselves about anything like how does this sit with me? What do I feel about this thing? How do I think about this thing? Is it aligned with my truth, or do I need to betray my truth to appease somebody else and fit in their version of reality and what they want me to do and who they want me to be? And that's something that really needs to be guarded and defended, because I've been in a lot of situations like that, because I'm generally a kind and loving person and very empathetic. Um, I like to help people when I can, yet sometimes people find that it's nice to rely on me and my essence and my energy and my spirit, and want to wrap me in situations that are not necessarily the best for me, but will serve them. And I've had to learn to be very vigilant about that, because it can really take me off of my own path and my own truth. And to have good boundaries, like, okay, I'll help with this thing that's really hard for you, and I can elevate you spiritually or help in a purely physical way. But then with things that are up to you and decisions that you have made and you can unmake and that you can completely handle on your own, no, I'm not going to be a crutch. Even if it gives me some kind of benefit, I need to stick to my own truth. So, truth is something that is very deep. And we see how all of these things are connected, the truth and the madness and the depth. Because somebody can say, you're mad, like, I'm offering you this job and it's going to be great for you and you could use the money and I could use the help. But if this job is not aligned with my values and I don't believe in it and it doesn't sit well with my heart and soul, even if I can do it really good and even if it will give me wonderful material benefits, I'm not taking that job. Sorry. Not sorry. Um, and people can think you're mad. Why would you say no to this? Why would you say no to this person that appears to be wonderful on the outside and has all of the outside qualifications and the social status and everything? But it's like, no, if there's something in my soul that senses that this person is not living in accordance to their own truth and they've achieved all of these things, but at the expense of their own soul, I have no business there. I have no place there. Uh, yeah, think about that and see how all of these things are connected. And again, I'm not here to preach anything. It's just I'm sharing what is aligned with me and what I believe in. And if somebody wants a love that is true, mad, and deep, are you true, mad, and deep? Uh, are you saying yes to your passion versus security and safety? Are you saying yes to your truth versus outside approval and validation? Are you saying yes to your own depth versus surface conversations and agreeing with what everybody else is agreeing to and following what everybody else is following? And a lot of times, if you do live like this, you become a little bit more of an outsider and people don't get you. Uh, but you get yourself, and that's what really matters. And other people who live in accordance to those principles will get you right away, because vibration doesn't lie. And you can always sense when somebody has chosen to not compromise with themselves and to really follow their own truth and develop further in their depth when the world wants them to be surface, and follow their passion and their madness that takes them deeper and deeper into themselves and their truth. And not betray that innocence and that joy and that spontaneity and original essence, which is the guiding light and always points us in the right direction and the true north for us, which everybody else could be like, that makes no sense at all. And it's something that they may not even comprehend. But for you, it makes perfect sense. And for you, it's aligned. And the way that I know always what's aligned with me is by the sense of peace that I get when I make a certain decision. And for example, if there is a wonderful opportunity that's presented my way, and I think about it, and on the outside, it seems like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the greatest thing, and everybody's like, you should totally do this, you should take this. But if when I think about it and I imagine it, something feels off. And there's a particular thing that I see in it that I know it's not aligned. If I choose to say no to it, I feel peace. And if I choose to say yes, something on the inside is like, "Ugh, something feels off. Like, I don't think I can go through with this. Like, I don't know what it is exactly." And sometimes I don't know what it is exactly in the beginning, but later on it gets revealed to me. And your spirit always knows. So, a good way to practice this, if you want to practice loving truly, madly, and deeply, is to ask your spirit and say, Spirit, show me the way, guide me. Tell me what to do. Is this aligned with my highest self and my highest timeline? And is it aligned with my truth and my depth and my passion? And something will come your way and it will show you, and you're gonna know. And then, it becomes easier and easier to consult yourself and your own truth, which is hidden deeply inside of you, and nobody else can know it but you. And it's encoded in your heart and your soul. And other people on the outside that you meet can remind you of that truth. And the more a person lives in accordance to their own truth and depth and passion, the more they become a beautiful mirror for ourselves to reconnect with our own truth, depth, and passion, which does not have to be the same, and it will never be exactly the same, but it will be true and deep and passionate.